Alright, this is the last video of the basics and fundamentals chapter. In this part, we'll talk about the PBR materials, and at the end of the video, there's a simple exercise designed to help you for better understanding the data channels. So let's go for it. Time to go over PBR or physically based rendering together. PBR is a rendering system and shading system which makes rendering more physically possible. It's made to really simplify everyone's workflow to make everything look more realistic. A system which has been really taking the industry by storm, be it gaming or VFX, animation, and commercials, or whatever it may be over the last few years. And the reason is really because it made everything so much simpler. If you've been doing CG for some years, then you have probably been feeling with shaders in V-Ray or Arnold or whatever, where you are trying to find the correct versional value, and you have to enable all sorts of seemingly random attributes, which is incredibly boring. So PBR just simplifies everything. You really only have a few buttons for it. PBR textures typically include multiply maps, each serving a specific purpose in the rendering process. Generally, we have two workflow of PBR texturing: metallic roughness and specular glossiness. We base our projects on the metallic roughness workflow taught of this course, and we will go deeper into this topic and workflow. Overall, when we want to export our textures from Substance Painter, we have six basic maps. Mm, Sometimes we have another maps, maybe like opacity, but we won't talk about it now. In these six maps, three maps are the same in the both metallic roughness and specular glossiness workflow. These maps are normal, height, and ambient occlusion. The difference between these two workflows in the base color, roughness, and metallic maps. As you can see, the looks of the exported maps differs slightly between the two workflows. So, I think let's start by defining each material in general and then practice all of them in Substance Painter. Okay, for now, please open your Substance Painter and import your Helmet 3D model, then bake it. I used 9.1.2 version of Substance Painter and hope you also use the latest version of this software. After completing the bake process, please go to the shader setting and choose your shader as PBR Metal Rough. I will explain shaders in the next chapter, but for now, please just choose PBR Metal Rough. After that, please add a fill layer from here. And as you can see, all data channels are here. If you don't have AO here, you can go to texture setting and in channels add ambient occlusion from here like this. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint file and see what definition of a normal map means. Normal maps store information about a surface in the form of a texture image. That is incredible. By encoding surface normal in a texture, Normal maps can simulate the face of surface detail, such as bump or scratches, without adding complexity to the geometry below. That is amazing. We have two types of normals, OpenGL and DirectX. As you can see, normal maps are one of the most important textures we get from Substance Painter, and we can add many important details to our model in texture form. Okay, we can discuss them and their differences in details, OpenGL and DirectX, but it's not necessary for this part. As you can see, OpenGL uh, accepts the first pixel to be at the bottom, while DirectX accepts to be at the top. As you can see, oh, sorry. As you can see, look at the green channel here. OpenGL are the top and DirectX are here. Mm, let's back to Substance Painter. When you want to import your 3D model from here, you can change your normal map format from here, DirectX or OpenGL. As you can see, I choose OpenGL for this project. But for example, I've opened this project and I can easily change it from OpenGL to DirectX from here. From here. Okay. And these two normals basically means that, for example, the software you're working with uh, default to supporting OpenGL, while another software default to supporting DirectX. It depends on you or the person or team you're working with for, but you can easily change the normal types. For example, let's show you how we can change our normals. For example, I want to add a paint and just choose normal and, for example, add this one to here. As you can see, normal, okay, this is OpenGL normal and I want to change it to DirectX and okay, that's it. Mm, another example, for example, or here, and you can go back and choose it as a OpenGL. Okay. Uh, you can easily change the normal types in software like Photoshop. You can convert the green channel and your normal will change. That's it. I think let's test it in Photoshop to see the result. I want to export this uh, 3D models texture and open it from desktop. Okay, sorry. Okay, for example, go to green channel and control I. Here we go. Okay, control I, control I. That's it. This is the easiest way. Mm, After the normal maps, it's time to know about displacement or height map. Height and displacement maps are grayscale images that store information about the height or displacement of each pixel on a surface. They are usually generated from high resolution models or scanned data and then applied to low poly images using shaders or rendering techniques. Very well. Here, please turn off all data channels except height. Mm, height range is from -1 to 1, which are the Substance Painter default range. And with this, you can invert your height value, and I can say working on normal and height maps can help you a lot to make a high quality works. Uh, -1 is the black. Let's test it. Black mask fill and something like that. Tile. Okay, height. The -1 mm, is black, as you can see, and 1 is the whitest height range. Uh, please don't increase the range until the end. 0 or 1 can destroy your height and normal maps. Keep it until zero point 0.5 or something like here. That's good. Mm, that's it. This is the normals, and this is the normal and height blend. As you can see, for example, another example, stairs. Our third data channel is AO or ambient occlusion. AO map creates soft shadowing as if the model were lit without a direct light source, like on a cloudy day. AO is usually baked from geometry because it's created using a non real time raycasting lighting solution. As you know from the past part, mm, we also baked ambient occlusion map. It depends on your 3D model, your AO map is changed, and that help us to add more dirts like, for example, this into our 3D model. Okay, and for example, use ambient occlusion and something like this. Okay, so from here we learn about AO, height, and normal map. Okay, right now we have three data channels that we need to review together until we finish this part. Uh, base color, roughness, and metallic. Mm, I can tell you that these three data channels are very easy and There's nothing special for you to understand about that. The easiest data channel is base color. This is color. And you can pick your color from, for example, photo references. And that's it. And the roughness data channel is define how light scatters across the surface of your 3D model. A 0 for roughness results in a very shiny surface like plastic, while 1 is a more matte look. Uh, for example, we want to change it like this and another fill layer and roughness. Okay, add a fill and that's good. Roughness, black and white. The matte look and the shiny look. Let's change our grunge to better understanding. Yeah, this is good. And add a black mask and X. Okay, this is roughness. Very well. And you can change your color and play with some values to make different results. Okay. The last data channel we want to learn is metallic. Okay. A metallic or metalness map is a black and white texture that acts as a mask to define areas on a texture set or material that behaves like metal, white part, and does not metal, black part. As you can see, metallic is white, gray, 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 more gray, and black. Non-metal and metal. That's great. Okay, everything is okay and everything is cool. This part is almost finished and you only have one step to complete it, and that is a homemade. Please import this model into your preferred modeling software like 3D Studio Max or Blender. Then export it as a FBX or OBJ file. Then import it to Substance Painter and do it bake process. After then, just like me, divide it into various parts. But please remember, uh, only one material applied to entire your 3D model, just like that, and name it helmet. Okay? Thank you.